and is an impressive guy. We interviewed him at the Senior Bowl, had some time there, and he was in town working out. Very impressive to be around.
Speaking of Senior Bowl, Justin Herbert.
Yep.
Also had a terrific Rose Bowl with a 4.71.
You know, there were probably a number of things. And shoot, I thought they played exceptional defense in 19. Well, that's a great ally for good quarterback play. But clearly, he felt more and more comfortable with what they were doing.
Jake Fromm, who the question is arm strength. So if you're Jake Fromm, you're not underthrowing anything out here in this workout. He's a tricky evaluation because you love the size, you love the production he had, won a lot of games there at Oregon. I just want to see him cut it loose and be a little more aggressive and enter into that attack mode. Sometimes he plays a little bit too cautious.
Type of physical ability that you have to be one of those upper echelon quarterbacks in the NFL, and still questioning whether he has that or not.
Ooh.
But there's a great example, Rich, there, not to cut you off, as DJ was talking about. A lot of times when you watch Herbert throw, it's almost like he's aiming. You know, we always say as a quarterback, you just got to get back and let it go. You got to trust yourself and let it go. But a lot of times it looks like he's aiming. You saw that on that first slant.
You know, as we watch Justin Herbert come up here, you know, Kurt, Justin Herbert never took a snap under center in college. And so this is all brand new for him as well as it is for a lot of these guys.
When you talk about that, I know, what does that have to do with? How does that affect you? Well, a big part of that is the ability to get your weight going back and get set on the top of the route. Because as you're talking about shotgun, there's not as much movement back there. You don't have to really get your body going and then balance back up. So that's one of the things that you got to pay attention to is how does he get balanced up and the timing of his feet on the back of his drop to be able to get that football out.
What an NFL 100 season we saw, leading to obviously this non-playing season, beginning with this 2020 Combine. Nice throw there by Herbert.
Justin Herbert has been much more comfortable really pushing this ball down the field. Kurt, you see him starting to let it go a little bit down there?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is where he finds his groove, where he's not worried so much about the footwork and those types of things, and he can just kind of set and let that ball go. But you're
looks
right.
Like he's just flicking his wrist, Kurt. I mean, it looks effortless.
Laying it out there. Normally, we talk about 42 to 44 on these go routes. He's letting it go a little bit farther than that to show off a little bit. But with nice air and nice touch, those guys can run underneath it.
I've seen that before when he was beating Utah. He did a great job.
54 miles an hour. Justin Herbert, 60.
You know, we're gonna watch Jordan Love work out in the next group, and you've heard his name with Indianapolis. Well, if they go out and get Phillip Rivers or Tom Brady, maybe that changes their plans for what they're going to do.
And where does Herbert go? What are the Dolphins going to do at 5? Will they move up to 3 with Detroit? What, you know, will another team be open for business? And is there anything to the Burrow Bengals scenario? That's a nice throw by Herbert right there.
He's thrown it well.
You know, and what about this kid? Where might he wind up?
You've heard his name, you know, mentioned prominently with the Dolphins. So, like the Miami Dolphins.
How about the Egg Bowl, Lane Kiffin versus Mike Leach? How about that?
Get the Egg
Thanksgiving will never be the
press
same.
Conference for the Egg Bowl. There's Herbert again. That was what Kurt, we've been talking about a little bit, trying to guide that one. Just let it go, man. Let it rip. That was better.
That one's better. You're always looking for that turnover too, right? We say on these deep balls, you want to tip your shoulders and you want to throw it up in the air with the same follow through so it gets that turnover like a punt. That last one was nice. Some of these are coming out too flat, that struggling to get the turnover.
10-5 in the broad jump. Showed some athleticism today, Charles Davis, 36-inch vert.
And that's something that people might want to question, but if you turn on tape and see it, this just confirmed what he is.